Hey folks, I hope all is well with everyone. So, you already know what this is. You can see it with the title. It's an unboxing. Christmas came early. So, yeah, it's uh, um, it's something new to me. It's not new, but, it's the Key 37. But I just wanted to say something and I'll be quick so we can get to the unboxing. Is it's going to be an end of an era and the beginning of a new one for me. Now I know the Key 37 is not new. Um, it's been around for what, a year or so. But what I mean is, not to get long-winded. I probably have like a 20-year experience with MPCs. Well, let me start just very shortly. My first experience was with a 2000 XL around 2003 to 2005. I had a roommate that had one, and up until that point, I had always thought that they were for hip hop, and that was it. You know what I mean? That's all, And when I saw him make everything from drum and bass to, we were into a lot of Miami bass, and electro house. He was also in a punk band, and he would record stuff into that, and just the stuff that he would do with it really changed my perspective. And I got my hands on it over on the 2 years. Can't say I learned the thing inside and out, but because he was on it a lot. But whatever he was at work or whatever, and I was at home, he would let me use it. So that was my first experience with an MPC was the 2KXL. And so fast forward through some years, I DJ. I'm using DAWs, Logic, mainly Logic. But I really don't like DAWs. And so then when I sold my Mac and all that, decided to go PC. I'm like, what kind of DAW am I going to get? One was Studio One. That was cool. So a couple years ago, I started seeing these new MPCs come out, the MPC One Plus and all that. And I'd already seen the MPC One and seen the modern ones, but started thinking, man, these things are really cool. And I'm looking at the features, so pulled the trigger. I think I've had this. I think I've had this one behind me here. I think I got it in 2023. Could have been 2022. I don't know. But what I'm getting at, before I get too long-winded, is this is sort of an end of an era. I'm going to be selling this. And most of you might be like, well, why? Well, because the MPC Key 37 is going to replace that. Because and I will see here in a little bit, but from my research thus far, the MPC Key 37 is essentially a stretched MPC 1 with keys. Okay? And I've done all sorts of research and looking into it, and just research thoroughly. And all the buttons are interchangeable between the two. The pads are interchangeable, like they're the same size. I'm about to find out here. It looks like the Q links are. I have the gold. It's not the Q links. The Q links will fit any of the ones that I have. The data wheel. So anyway, we're about to see if it's interchangeable. But what I'm getting at is that was the setup that I was using. I'm a key player. I'm a pianist. I play piano. So I got to have keys. And that was my first MPC. And that was my setup there on the 2-tier stand. And so don't really have a need for it anymore. It sits over there a lot anyway. Ever since I got the X, I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying? And so it kind of hurts me in my heart to get rid of it, so I may not, I don't know, but I need to, because I need to make room for the Key 37. And besides, like I said, that thing, it sits there. I do use it, but since I've had the X, it sits there. And like I said, as long as the Key 37 is what I think it is, and I'm pretty sure it is, so it's essentially a stretched MPC 1 with keys on it, then I'll be okay. Oh, and the Key 37, they got the same specs. Key 37 has 32 gigabytes of internal storage, and I think that this only had 16. Yeah, it had 16. So same amount of RAM, not much. It's got 2 gigabytes. But before I ramble on and on, I made also all the songs that I don't have many releases because I'm careful with what I release, but I always release in chronological order. So any of my releases that you see, except for the last album, so it was like 5 releases. My 5 first albums that I released this time around under this moniker was made with this machine. That's not to say I haven't made anything with the MPC X. I've made quite a bit, and that stuff will be released TBR, in the future. But what I mean is all of my albums that have been released thus far were made on this. So that's what I mean. It's sort of like an end of an era. All right, enough talk. Let's just do this unboxing. And then, so this is just going to be the unboxing. And then I'm going to do a setup tutorial. I've been wanting to do that for a while anyway. And that would require me either resetting one of my other machines. But since I have a new one, might as well do that. So, all right, folks, enjoy the unboxing. Wait. Wait. Which weight is this? Does it matter? POV, baby. Let me back up a little bit so y'all can see. There. Alright, so. Alright. Okay, what do we got here? What's this? Yep, that's what you'll need to do right there. First thing is go ahead and you'll want to scan that and set up an account with that, because that's for all your stuff for your MPC is going to be when you buy stuff on the Akai website. First off, all the stuff that comes with it is going to be on there. Any of your expansions or anything. So there's going to be free goodies in there. There's also, like, you know, they offer you like 6 months free of Splice and this and that. There's a bunch of offers in there for if it's your first time buying. So you'll want to do that first, because you'll have to do that to transfer some of the stuff that that comes with it. And to register it, I believe you have to have that. You do, and then you plug it in. I'll do a whole video on that. But yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, the weather outside is... Okay, I won't do that, sorry. It just feels like Christmas. Oh, they say that there's, like... This is what I don't understand. There's no complaint here. Oh, we're super eco-friendly because we didn't give you a piece of paper, but instead we put this on here. You know what I mean? But no, instead we just put this useless piece of... I'm just an old man yelling at the sky. Don't mind me. All right, let's get this thing out. All right. Now, I wasn't sure if it was going to be a box inside of a box, you know, because, whoa, all up in your pipe. I wasn't sure because, like, the MPC I was like a Russian doll. It was like one of these, and then you open it up, and then it was a nice new box in there. Colored box and everything. The X, I don't remember. Anyway, I think it's the same thing. Anyway, look, like down here they just... Oh, what's this? Candy? Bro, did you know that with every MPC, like, we get free candy, man? Yeah, make sure you save that for later. I'm just kidding. Definitely don't do that. Kids, if you're watching, I'm joking. Do not eat that. All right, and this is our... it's going to be our USB cable. Let's just go ahead and see what it is. In here, I can tell you it's probably already definitely that, but I mean, they all come with a USB. Oh, that's nice. Those wiping cables. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wipe with my cables. The wipe is. I like these wipes. I got one with my ex. No, not from my ex. She won't have nothing to do with me, obviously. I better shut up. Now, these wipes are awesome. I'm very careful with what I wipe my screen with. I've even bought, like, microfiber ones that are supposed to be safe, and I got little micro scratches on my screen, so I only use the one. I'm glad I have two now, so it doesn't seem like much of a deal, but it's cool. I don't know what it is. Some of these things that they say that are microcloth, they're not. Again, man, old man yelling at sky. All right, and then here we got, let's see, software packaged. Yep, and this is what you'll need to make sure it comes with your software. Okay, and this here is generally just your quick start guide. And if I can recommend something to anybody, okay, is this is your quick start guide, but download your the full manual. You can read it in Kindle. That's how I have mine. You know what I mean? And I think so many people don't read the manuals these days. And I've had people ask, well, how do you learn so much? Well, you get in there and you mess around, one thing, but you got to read the manual. Now, I'm not saying everyone does, but when people ask, I'm answering the question. It's two things for me. I listen, I watch. Other people, I get it on the machine itself, and so being interactive, but also reading about it, and I understand reading's not for everybody, I get that, and if that's not your way, then I get it, but otherwise, at least download the manual. So if you have a question about something, instead of Googling it, you can go. This is what I do. I have it in my Kindle and I have it in my Google Books. So if I need to look up a specific subject, I just go right into my Kindle. I can open that book up and I can search like what it is, and it'll go right to the page, because I know it looks daunting. I think that the instruction manual is for all of them. I think it's so it looks like it's 1,000 pages, but trust me, it's not that big. It's got all the models. I think the section for my MPC XSE is like 100 pages, if that. So, that's your software. Yep, so you want to make sure you keep that. And let's see. Yep. So your USB B to USB A to connect to the computer. And what we got here? Zoom. Yeah, that's what I thought. Power supply. I'll throw in a little bit of information here, just so you who don't know, I learned the hard way. Just because you have one of these, let's say, because I've had a bunch of these for different things, like my micro synth and micro freak, whatever it is, and my MPCs and keyboards and this and that. And the point is, what I'm getting at is, make sure your power supply is power rated for your thing, for your device, okay? Just because it plugs in and gives it power doesn't mean it's good for it. You can overvolt for sure, okay? So just a little tip, that just because you plug something in, this is for anything, not just the MPC, just because something fits in the port and it gives it power does not mean that it's good for it. It may work for a while, but unfortunately, yeah, I'll tell you why. Because I had one of these power inverters, or whatever they are, power supplies, for something else. I didn't have one for my first MPK 249, or wasn't 249, it was a Q88, Alesis, sorry, and was just using the power supply, and it worked fine, and then for about a few months, and then it started glitching out until I fried out. Well, I come to find out, well, yeah, because it was only supposed to take 6 volts at 1 amp, and it was like a 12 volt power supply. So the amps don't matter, and what I mean by that is that the device will only take the amps it needs. So I don't want to get into it too much, but the amps, it's okay to have more than enough amps, because the device will only take what it needs. In other words, if it's a 2 amp power supply and the device only is 1, it will only take the 1. But the volts, it will definitely overvolt. If your device is 6 volt and you have something over that in there, again, it may work for a while, but yeah, it'll end up frying your stuff out eventually. So just know, you make sure you use your power supply that comes with your stuff. And if you don't have one and you need one, then make sure you can just go on Amazon and Google what you need. Yep, power supply. So I wonder what the can I get it in here? They're all different too, dude, the power supplies. The 12 volt to 3 amp. Okay, that's not bad. I think the MPC 1 is 12. 12. I think 12. I could be wrong. Anyway, a box there. All right. I know. Enough of this. You guys want to see the machine? I do too. Hey, you can only unbox it truly once. You know what I mean? Enjoy it. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Part of the power supply. Remember, your power supply is 2 parts, guys, so it'd be real easy to throw that out, Your power supply is going to be the box, because what it is an AC-DC converter. This is your AC power coming out of the wall, your 3-prong, which goes into the box I just showed you, which converts it to DC. So anyway, put all that there. And you know what? Let's get this on the desk. All right, so get a wow, I can't believe how light this thing is. That's the first thing that strikes me, is how light it is. I'll have to look at the weight, but honestly, it's weird. It can't weigh much more than the MPC I. And I feel like I should be wearing gloves. Yeah. Okay. Let's bring this light down. Sorry for the glare. Let's see something here. See how easy that pulls off? Now let's try something. Immediately, I want to try this, because a certain website said that this wouldn't work, but I think it will, because of the way that the data wheel is shaped. Watch me be wrong, but nope. It clicks and it turns right there. So, and see, that's why, because this indentation there, and because the way that the originals, it's the same thing with the one. It sits down in there. And I don't know, I had somebody say, "What? How did you get yours to fit?" I couldn't get mine to fit. But he said, "Oh, well, mine look different." Yeah, the ones that are meant to sit down inside, like these do, like down inside this recess here, if you get them from MPC stuff, I'm not saying anything bad about them. I love the website, straight up. But let's just say I think the measurements on the MPCs aren't what they say they are. I believe that the MPC stuff, I was going to say their measurements are wrong, but no. I believe that their measurements are right. I mean, they use CNC machining to do this. I believe that these may be off by a hair, because sometimes it'll fit, sometimes it won't. What I mean is different Q links that I've had for my MPC I. So there's inconsistency somewhere. Anyway, good. I'm glad that fits. Yeah, so that's that answers that. So yeah, it really is. It's the same material. It's got the same vents on the side. Well, they're not vents. They're like, it's like lines. I'm gonna get the wood grain for the side. I like that. One thing I was a little disappointed to find out is that there is no SATA drive. I was like, really? No big deal. I mean, I got an SD card, but I thought for sure it would. I would hope that the 61 does. The larger. Here, let me zoom out. I'm gonna flip this up here, so it's what's here? Right here. All right, what do we got? Okay, that's what I thought. So expression, foot switch 2, sustain, MIDI in, MIDI out. So let me turn the light over here. There. And then, of course, there's, 8 CV gate outs. That's what confused me for a minute earlier, was just 4 of them, but CV gate. Your headphones are in the back. I wonder if they got a small one in the front. Yep, 2 stereo, so just one set of stereo mains out, or 2 monos, single input. I'm going to connect this with my one. Oh yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but I'm going to be doing some cool things in the future. So, well, folks, pretty sure there might be one other thing you might want to see. Do you like to see the plastic peel off, guys, huh? Let's see here. That lawnmower is too loud. Shh. We want to get some here. All right, folks. Well, there she is in all her glory. So, yeah. If you stayed this long, I appreciate it. You could be looking forward to a setup video. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to do that now. So, I'll have that filmed and actually uploaded before. My next video was supposed to be sampling techniques, and I'm in the process of that. I'm almost done, so I may do that. But setup on this coming soon, guys. Yeah. Again, don't mean to blue ball here, but this is just going to be the unboxing, and that's it. So the next video will be about setup. So stay tuned. Have a good one, everyone.